Welcome to Basketball Day in the DMV on Monumental Sports Network, brought to you by CarMax, the way car buying should be. Here in Clinton, Maryland, from Clinton Grace Christian, it's going to be Clinton Grace Christian taking on Highland School in Game 2 of 5 on Basketball Day in the DMV. Ryan Albin, Christy Winter-Scott, Jimmy Patsos, Jordan Giorgio with you here again for Game 2 of this 5-game high school lineup today. And these two teams, some last-minute fill-ins after the weather caused some complications. Jimmy, they're ready to step up to the plate for this matchup.
Well, both coaches were so excited. And Kareem Reed walked up to him and said, I got the call last night, and we immediately went to work. Be the one Blazers beat Sandy Spring. Coach Miller and Coach Page, both of these coaches, both played at these high schools. Both played in college, at Hunter College and at Christopher Newport, a Division III powerhouse down there. So the coaches told the players immediately, we're going, we're playing, we're excited, and we'll figure everything out in the locker room tomorrow, which I kind of like. Both emphasize rebounding. There's a high major player here that got a Duke offer. There's a lot of mid-major and academic players that we'll get into. But for Highland to come here to Clinton Grace, what a great opportunity, right, Christy? You've coached.
Oh, it's a fantastic opportunity, right? You see the mental gymnastics of just coming in at this juncture, right, to be able to compete in the morning, right?
On TV.
On TV, a lot of adverse, situations, but who's going to rise to the occasion? And those are the players, as a coach, you can count on moving forward in the season. Who can you trust to be able to make in-game adjustments and execute properly? That's what these two coaches will be looking for.
And so much fun last year, seeing players go from the high school level and then seeing them in college this year. Christy, you and I were in Capital One last year for DeMatha Word of God. You tune into games this year, I'm seeing Jaden Winston from DeMatha playing for Manhattan. I'm seeing Isaiah Coleman from Word of God playing for Seton Hall. This is such a showcase day for young players in this area.
Right, and it was just really a great event last year to be the inaugural year for Basketball Day in the DMV, and then to have it again. You just love to see the excitement of these young people just to be out here and competing and just growing with their character and their teamwork and team mentality, and that's going to carry them forward, not just on the basketball court, but in society as well, to do it collectively as a unit. It's not all about you, it's about everyone, and that's what the DMV encompasses.
And to help us set the stage for this game, it's time now for Ryan Flood to perform our national anthem.
Presented by Be Headstrong, featuring Highland High School, taking on the host Clinton Grace Christian Eagles. Now, before we meet today's participants, we ask you all to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America and those who fight to protect it with the singing of our national anthem. Today's anthem is being sung by our very own Ryan Flood.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say doth that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups. Up first are the Highland Hawks. The head coach is Logan Miller. At the junior spot, 5 feet 11 inches tall, number 0, Jeremiah Gorham. Another junior, 6 feet 8 inches tall, number 1, Josh Hamilton. A junior, 6 feet 9 inches tall, number 10, Nate Ament. A 6'1" junior, number 11, Julian Rivera. And a 6'1" junior, number 20, Chance Perkins. The head coach of the Highland Hawks is Logan Miller. For the Eagles of Clinton Grace Christian, the head coach is Devin Page. A 6'2" senior, number 1, Isaiah Buckley. A senior, 64 inches tall, number 2, Chris Johnson. A 6'5" senior, number 5, Dauda Trayor. A 5'10" senior, number 10, Kai Panda Messi. And a 6'7" senior, number 11, Trey Hawkins.
As we get set for game 2 of basketball day in the DMV. Clinton Grace coming in at 18-2. And a player to watch out in this contest, Chris Johnson, committed to UMass Lowell at the D1 level for next season. And this is a Clinton Grace team. When we talked to Devin Page in the pregame, they wanted to press, they want to play downhill, they want to create offense off of defense. So this could be another up-tempo game in the second leg of this first doubleheader.
Well, everyone wants to play fast basketball, right? But you've got to be able to defend, and you have to be able to score also. I mean, you see 16.5 points a game for Trador, and you just have to be able to do what you do, right? Especially when you don't have time to scout. And you don't worry about your opponent. You make in-game adjustments for them, but you come in and you just work your skill sets as a team.
Trayor winning the opening tip for Christian Grace in the orange jerseys. It'll be the Highland Hawks in the navy blue.
Highland looks like they're bigger, but they play 4 guards.
Trying to get inside, and the shot no good for Chris Johnson with the first attempt of the
And I
game.
say that because number 10, Nate Ament, looks like the tallest player out there, but he is a guard. He's a team-loaded guy for Ty White. He's got a Duke. Duke's inquiring a lot of ACC schools on a high major. He will be a high major player, but he is a wing.
Chance Perkins handling up top. Off to Jeremiah Gorham. 10 on the shot clock here. Perkins out to Rivera with 5. Shot up, left-handed, no good. Rebound fought for and pulled down by the Eagles. Isaiah Buckley up the court. Finding Kai Pandamasi, now working the baseline. It's Johnson up and under. Scoop too strong. Johnson on the turnover is going to pull it back out.
It's a smart decision to get the ball back outside and reset your offense.
Isaiah Buckley handling out front. Now up top with Trayor.
Man-to-man by the Hawks to start.
Pull up from the elbow and knocking it down. Kai Pandamasi, the senior guard, gets the Eagles on the board first.
Confident pull up there in the midi to get things started.
Perkins matched up with Buckley, and Buckley gets the turnover, but gives it right back on the outlet pass.
Can't throw it cross court.
Perkins launches from 3 and knocks it down. And so the first lead of the day for the Highland Hawks, 3-2.
Hey, here we go. Now you can apply your pressure. You're not getting those shots. You can get into your full court press.
Trayor gliding down the baseline with the up and under. He scores 16.5 a game for a reason.
Trayor, he had a little bit of an injury last year, didn't play this summer. Christy knows how important summer basketball can be to recruiting. Every mid-major in this area has now contacted him. This coach told me every mid-major plus Trayor, he's like an A-10 is snooping around.
Feathery touch on the fadeaway on the mid-baseline for Ament. And the Hawks back in front 5-4.
And that's what you do. Throw a cross-court pass against that press. That's going to be open for you.
And a blocking foul down low on Julian Rivera. It's going to lead to free throws on the other end.
Let's take a look. Trayor right here, tiptoeing along the baseline, and then, nice and smooth on the reverse. wrist back towards the glass.
That's going to end up being the matchup. Dada Traore versus Amen. And you saw his feathery little follow-away down there. He's got a nice touch. I like that the Hawks are pressing after makes, and they're not really trapping or anything like Kareem Reed and the Blazers did in the first game, but they're creating their little Dowda is a guy that's going to have to kind of handle that pressure because the Hawks are going to bait him into getting rid of that ball. That three-quarter court press.
Jermaine Hawkins
when I coached,
coming up empty on the free throws.
Well, when I coached, I pressed all the time on made shots. Did you?
Not on made shots.
And our first flush of the game.
Nice dunk.
On the other end, it's Kai Pandamasi with the steal and the flush, and a 6-5 start for the Eagles.
And then they get into their 2-2-1, three-quarter court containment press, but they are all over the basketball.
They left the basketball there, and Jeremiah Gorham gets all the way to the window for two.
As he should have, right? There was no rotation from the weak side, and he continued with his momentum to the glass.
High energy early on in this contest. Down low, Traore the finish. A nice feed from Hawkins. And back and forth we go. Eagles up one. Rivera quick tempo the other way. Nice up and under to finish with the left hand. And it's the Hawks 9-8.
I love the pace of this game. Both teams are similar in terms of their skill set, also in terms of their positional size on the floor. So this is very intriguing how this is already panning out to be.
Johnson looking to work on Rivera. Instead going to switch sides with Massey. Johnson for three. Too strong. Comes down Hawkins. Finds Traore. Goes baseline again. That time off the window, no good. A leak out the other way. And an easy two for Jeremiah Gorham as the fast-paced Hawks now a three-point lead.
Jeremiah Gorham has done a tremendous job of maintaining his momentum the last couple of possessions for the Hawks.
Yeah, and Gorham, look, the first thing that Coach Logan Miller said to me is we sort of have 3-point guards. And then we have a wing player who's 6'9", and only one inside player. And then the next thing he said to me was, but we don't take a lot of threes. Like, that's an interesting kind of almost a contradiction. You got 4 guards out there, but they're going to get the ball to the paint, and they're going to get out in transition. He said, don't look for us to get a lot of threes, and we will hit the offensive glass.
Well, I like that. You're going high percentage. You're going high percentage with it, attacking closeouts, attacking the hip, putting the ball on the floor, and getting to the rim. And that's why we've seen this pace, right? But also in the quarter court, we've seen them with the ability to get into the painted area and finish.
And the activity of those guards, a steal for Josh Hamilton. He got the timeout before a jump ball was called. And so another turnover so far. It's the Hawks looking to get those points off turnovers, up that tempo, and what is a fast-paced game here.
And now, once again, Highland's just not... Okay, so now they have to take care of the ball because they weren't pressing before. The Clinton Eagles weren't pressing before. Now here we have a little more. So once again, to Christie's point, this is just going to make the pace faster.
Right. There's some soft pressure man-to-man by the Eagles.
It's up top with Ahmed, working on Hawkins, using his size to elevate, and he's going to draw the contact on Tremaine Hawkins. Shot no good, but 2 shots coming up. As we get a look at Devin Page, head coach here for Clinton Grace in his 5th year. This Clinton Grace team 18-2 on the season. These
Devin
two teams...
Page would be the leading scorer ever to play here for the record. I got that in the warm-ups.
Listen.
And these
You too. I said, were you any good? He said, I was the leading scorer. I said, yeah, you're pretty good.
These two teams have met earlier in the season. They've split the first 2 meetings, so you can expect a competitive contest in this one. As Ahmed knocks down the first free throw.
Yeah, you just have to be ready to play, right?
Christy Ahmed, you can see he might not physically, but boy, he has the look of a high major player.
Yes. Lanky, 6'9". Great touch on the ball, too.
Yeah, puts it on the floor.
Lift.
Yep.
And already 5 points so far in the contest. Eagles a little slow getting into the half-court offense. Here's the clock's down to 12. Buckley finds Traore, steps out from distance and puts it home. Now Traore now has 5 points.
Showing a little of everything.
Yeah, we'd love to see it. 6'5". Toughy. You saw how he was able to finish inside. Now he's knocking him in outside as well.
Ahmed looking cross course for Chivas Taylor, but his shot too strong. So we get another look at Traore.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a foot. That's good footwork. That's a good step back footwork that makes you quicker. You know, in other words, he got his feet set as he was catching the ball.
Yeah.
That makes you a quicker player to get the release off.
Chance here to tie or take the lead early on. First quarter live from Clinton, Maryland on Basketball Day in the DMV. Loose ball picked up by Rivera, but he stands up with it, so it's going to be a travel here. It's going to stay along the baseline for Clinton Grace. So we get a look at Highlands head coach Logan Miller. This is a Hawks team that's showing it can play up-tempo.
Logan Miller, really good player. It is here. He also played at Highland. But Christopher Newport is perennial top 5 team in the country in Division III. They were number 1 earlier in the year. He started and played 4 years there. So really, I talked to him before. He's talking about where all his kids will go to school, not just who's going Division I, etc.
And a block from Ahmed Stuffin Hawkins. The foul was on Gorham. And now Rivera rising up for 3 and sticking it from the corner. 16-11 in favor of the Hawks.
He had 2 layups to start the game. Now he has a 3.
And now a turnover. Gorham coming the other way.
Oh.
And floats it home, the finger roll. Touching the rafters here in Clinton, Maryland.
High-level play here.
That was tough. That was tough. High degree of difficulty on that finish, which I think got deflected, too, while it was on the way down.
Still counts.
Largest lead of the quarter so far for the Hawks, 18-11. As Hawkins finds Buckley, working a little flex cut along the baseline, and Johnson's going to finish it.
Johnson, who's going to UMass Lowell, who's in second place behind Vermont in the American East. Last year had 20 wins. They'll go play for Coach Duquette. I like Johnson's look. He gets a deflection and a steal.
But the pass mishandled by Traore, so a chance for the Hawks to run. Rivera from the same corner as before, knocks it down again. Largest lead now up to 8 for the Hawks, 21-13.
Another triple, same spot, still hot.
Johnson looking to work off the cross. In the corner, Traore for 3. No good, rebound down to Gorham. There.
Yeah.
Almost putting them in the spin cycle, drawing the foul. As we're seeing a lot early on here from Julian Rivera, especially from that corner.
Yeah, this is the pace and transition triples.
Come on, Chrissy, say it again. It was good. What'd you say before?
Same shot, still hot from 3. Yeah, I cashed that in.
I wrote that down.
You wrote it down? Look at you.
Rivera lefty. He's crafty. He'll get to the basket or hit threes. I like him.
Reliable threat from the outside, but almost turned that one over.
Gorham ran all the way back to his own baseline as a baseline outline. There's nowhere to go further than that when you run all the way back there. So Hawks right now on a 14-3 run, but nearly turning it over.
We'll see how they're going to work now. They're getting some traps out of their press.
Careful with those cross courts. Ooh, I like that pass to the middle.
Seeing over the defense and finding Rivera for 2 and maybe a 2-for-1 there from the Hawks.
Chrissy was talking about this in the first game. Cut to the ball and then finish the layup.
Yeah, get to the weak side and then attack. It should be a zigzag attack against a zone press.
Bryce Adams into the game, gives it off to Buckley. It's going to find Johnson. Pump, pull up, elbow. No good. Traore strong, put back score plus a foul. Down to Traore. Doing work down low.
Watch this. Gary Williams is watching. He texts me. That's the old flex cut. He fades it.
The flex.
And the good thing about the flex is you have a lot of good guys on the weak side. Gets it, lays it in and 1. Offensive rebounding.
Yeah, Gary Williams and that flex. I remember that.
Yeah, he used to drive other teams crazy. He scored a lot of points off that.
He can. You take hard enough cuts and set solid screens.
Traore puts in the free throw, a fast start for Clinton Grace's leading scorer. He's already got 8 in this first quarter.
Here's a zigzag. It threw a back pass on this one, though. Then they get it to the second side.
Yeah, might have left a little early.
Yeah.
The press speeding up the Hawks, forcing a turnover, and so the Hawks had a chance to run out the first quarter, play for the last shot. Instead, it's going to be last possession here to Clinton Grace.
That's one of the things I would as a coach. You got to hold the ball there. You know, everybody's excited. You're on TV. You want to make a great play and dunk it, but hold for the last shot when you can.
Absolutely.
Clock down to 5. Buckley. The shot no good for Wiggins. Traore trying to get one up, but Ahmed there to deny it. And so at the end of one quarter, high-octane basketball here in Clinton, Maryland. It's the Highland Hawks up 7, 23-16.
Solid execution by both teams.
Dauda Traore has been a little bit of my surprise guy. He's better than I thought.
And we toss it down to Jordan Giorgio.
Hey guys, Highland School and Clinton Grace actually played each other not too long ago, early December. And even though Highland won, Coach Miller tells me this time around, he wants his team to close things out, specifically referencing not turning the ball over against pressure. So far, so good, but that's been a main emphasis coming into this game for Highland.
And Jimmy, how do you feel like so far Highland's done in terms of not just handling the Eagles' pressure, but forcing some pressure of their own?
Yeah, they're forcing pressure of their own, and they have 4 guards that can handle the ball. It's been a fast-paced game. What I liked about Highland have surprised me with Rivera and being a little more balanced. Even though Coach told me they were balanced. When you hear about a guy getting an offer from Duke, you expect maybe him to dominate the ball. No, very balanced.
And Highland showing that it's a difficult group to pressure because you have a Nate Ahmed, 6'9", able to see over the top of that defense and find the passes in the middle.
Well, that's what you want, right? You want to get the ball to the middle. If you can't get it to the middle directly, get it to the back pass and then get it to the second side. And then look to the weak side and try to attack on the back of the press. That's how you get teams out of the press, by attacking on the back end of it and finishing.
And so it's going to be Highland to start with the ball. 7-point lead to start this second quarter. On the other end, Dauda Traore working hard down low in that first quarter. 8 points to lead the Eagles of Clinton Grace. A little full court press again, once again. Rivera trying to find Ahmed, but the pass too high, turnover. And so the last 2 possessions for the Hawks turned over against the pressure of Clinton Grace. Isaiah Buckley into the front court for the Eagles. Going to look for Johnson. Nice swing. Wiggins rises up short on the 3. Might have been tipped by Taylor. Jamal Smith into the game for the first time today for the Highland Hawks. Gives it up to Ahmed. Ahmed spins, pull up, fade away. Too strong, no good.
He'll get that. I mean, you can see what he's trying to do, but he just has to be more square and get a little lower. He's 6'9", probably grew really quickly, trying to get used to his body. But I like the idea. So he's just trying to iron things out. He looks almost like
Nate's super. He's super skilled. He is like Bambi. He's learning, but he's super skilled.
For sure.
And Bryce Adams in right now at 6'8", a little tougher to rise up over the top of. Meanwhile, baseline shot for Traore, no good. And Buckley stepped out of bounds on the rebound. So it's going to come down the other way to the Hawks.
Both coaches talked about offensive rebounding. When the shot goes up, that's when the offense starts for some teams. We used to do that a lot at Loyola. I had a bunch of kids from Baltimore that could offensive rebound. The shot goes up, the Eagles are going to the glass. Highland's got to work on one thing. It would probably be boxing out on the weak side, because I see Clinton Grace going to the glass every time.
Yeah, they're flying in.
In our first game of the day, it was Be the One, 64-53 over Sandy Spring. Jordan Giorgio with the winning coach, Kareem Reed.
Coach Reed, I know that you were beyond hype to get the call late last night that your team was playing in the Capital Hoops Challenge. You actually called it an honor when you and I spoke before the game. How do you feel now knowing that your team pulled off the win so last minute? What were you most impressed by?
The win. No, but it was a great experience for us, being a first-year program and stuff, coming in and getting the call at 10 o'clock last night and gathering the troops up and getting up at 6 in the morning to come and travel up here and to get a good win against a good program like Sandy Springs was a blessing. It was icing on the cake, I call it.
How cool of an opportunity is it as well that these kids got to showcase their talent on Monumental Sports Network, televised game? Did they know that they were on TV today?
Oh, they didn't know that. I mean, we talked about it. I guess we were looking at the flyer and stuff like that and seeing it before we got in, saying that it was going to be televised. So when we got the call and now I said it was like more, it's not a dress rehearsal. This is like showtime or whatever. So I was impressed with the guys that just show up on TV, because sometimes kids that age, they get jittery on TV and coaches are watching or the whole world is watching or whatever like that. So we held our composure and pulled out the win.
Well, they showed up and showed out. Congrats on the win, Coach. Thanks so much.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Guys, back to you.
And Ahmed off with the up and under, giving the Hawks a 9-point lead. But credit to all these young men so far. Early morning TV, they're showing up, they're showing out.
I like that they didn't know that they were going to be on TV until they got here and saw us all with the cameras and the lights. But, you know, they stayed focused with the task in hand.
Nice little spin to the baseline from Bryce Adams for 2. The Eagles back within 7.
That was the opposite. Bryce Adams' power move. Nate Menches made an unbelievable move through the legs, left back to right with a spin move.
Really pretty.
He reminds us who's a guy who's playing against the Wizards tonight.
Wimby?
Yeah, he's in other words, he's tall and you think he's going to be a center or a forward, but he's not. And tonight the Wizards, who are playing well themselves and have Bilal Coulibaly, whose teammate is coming here named Victor tonight. I think he's fairly unpopular. That's what's great about this being on TV is these young men and ladies who are playing this afternoon.
Yeah.
That's the station the Wizards Spurs are on tonight.
You love to see it. Yeah.
Get extra cred for that.
And then a quick little question with the shot clock there is no possession had been established by Christian Grace, so the whistle has it reset to 12 now for the Hawks to work with.
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama with the San Antonio Spurs taking on his Parisian teammate Bilal Coulibaly.
And I think look at that 3. I think Bilal Coulibaly is a surprise of the draft. Nobody knew he was that good, except Winger
he's so
and Dawkins. That's our president and GM of the Wizards, who are trying to transform this organization. Corey Kismet's been good off the bench. There's lots of little surprises. Bilal Coulibaly, there's a lot of buzz about him. Christy, what do you feel? You're more in the league than I am.
Oh, no, I love his energy, but I also love that he wants to learn. He wants to learn. And I think from October to now, you've seen an evolution and an uptick in his skill set and confidence. But Kyle Kuzma, he was mic'd up the other day in practice and blocked a shot. And
reminded him.
Yeah, it reminded him. He saw that block, right?
You're coming, but you're not here yet.
It's very cute. But I love that he is 19 years old and continuing to grow in the game. But a lot of these young players in front of us right now have aspirations to be. So I think that gives them some incentive to see if you put the work in at a young age, great things can happen for you in hoops.
Off the turnover, it was C.J. Lyons getting 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Now from the corner, almost banking in a 3, was Jamal Smith, but instead it's Adams pulling down the rebound.
Really a lot of chatter here by the Hawks defensively, trying to get to the rotations, and they were there to contest.
Off the rebound, it's Gorham finding Rivera. Rivera to the free throw line. Nice little float game.
He got a good game. Rivera's tough.
Yeah.
Looking like Tyler Kolek of Marquette with the float game, the lefty. And the other way, shot no good for Adams.
Or Tyus Jones from the Wizards. The float game was pretty tough.
Nice pass ahead from Amit. Foul down low. It's going to lead to free throws for Josh Hamilton. And the Hawks, no matter the circumstance, they just keep on coming in transition.
Well, it's all about making the right play and the proper pass right into the pocket inside. There's a foul going up on that one, but you got to make the proper pass. I can't stress that enough. And coaches want to see the right play made. Coaches don't want to see a ball-dominant player take tough contested shots. They want to see the ball moving around side to side. They want to see second side ball reversals, attack game, and spray out for open looks. That's the way to play basketball with integrity and team first mentality.
And Jimmy, when you're in a matchup where you sort of play similar styles, you like to both play up tempo. Is it hard to maybe dial it back sometimes and not get into the track meet when maybe you're losing that track meet?
Well, it doesn't help being on national television. No, I'm just kidding. Like, in other words, you're trying to get the players, hey, calm down and be patient. They want to make a highlight play. Yeah. But they've also one-on-one against each other. They've played each other twice, so they know each other a little bit. But I like the pace. I like the pressure. And I don't mind a few turnovers as long as we're playing the way we want to play.
Exactly.
As Christy says, though, sometimes you got to have integrity with the ball. What that means is dial it back, and we just can't turn it over this possession. Right. Sometimes you have to say, we're not going to turn it over for a few possessions. I want to play exciting and fast basketball, but let's take care of it too.
I mean, you recruited for a long time. I recruited for 10 years. What is it when you go and look at players that you see? I mean, do you want to see players be forceful with their attack game, even if it's not the proper decision, or do you want to see them connect everyone on the floor?
No, we were big in connecting. Look, I've had some guys average 28 points like Andre Collins. Nice play.
Sweet move by Johnson on the finish. The UMass Lowell commit another 2.
He is going to play there right away. But yeah, Christy, I like a guy that shares it. But sometimes you got to take over too. In other words, it's a fine line in the mix, and it's different at Siena than it is at Loyola, than it certainly is at the University of Maryland. As you know, what you want out of your players. And I think one thing you talked about, and I can see this with Nate, there's a big upside. You know, you talked about it with Koulibaly.
Right.
Even Kuzma, by the way. Kyle Kuzma, he didn't have many offers from the Big Ten. That's why he went to Utah. Then he was a late first-round pick with the Lakers. I like players that can get better, and you see that they want to get better, and part of that's sharing the ball.
Exactly.
As the Hawks earn the extra possession off the Ahmet miss, it was Hamilton on the rebound and then a foul, and then
nice
quick pass
play.
down low to Rivera for 2 more. Hot start to the game for Julian Rivera. He's up to 12.
Really nicely executed out of bounds under there.
Trying to feed the post in Adams, but Gorham was there on the weak side. Jamal Smith looking for Ahmet.
No, go ahead.
Now opposite side, Gorham, baseline, kick out to Smith. And doing a nice job right now are the Hawks, switching sides of the floor and then looking to dribble attack.
Wow, that's what Logan Miller talked about having 4 guards. What I was going to say is I'll take Rivera, who's crafty. He gets the out-of-bounds play. He lets the first action take place. I think he was supposed to come off the screen as the second action of the ball. Mm-hmm. He saw his defender turn his head and just took it back to a cut to the basket. The out-of-bounds play scored a layup. Very, very good player.
Well, that's why you get it right to left and maybe back to the right again, right? You want to be able to attack off the ball.
See, that ball's not really for him, not really playing. The inbounder used his left hand.
Yeah.
But that was just a read it, and that's what Logan Miller talked about when he has a versatile group that can 4 basically point guards out there. And Nate has really impressed me at 6'9" with his ball handling skills.
And making both free throws, the freshman Jamal Smith, to give the Hawks a 10-point lead now, 31-21. Converting off the bonuses. 5 fouls this quarter for Clinton Grace.
Every single player for the Hawks is talking defensively, and I think that's a lost art. People talk about the bounce pass is a lost art, entry passes are a lost art, but I think communication on defense is a lost art. Everybody's in their phones, texting. Can't text out here, you gotta talk.
Johnson with space, and he dials up a triple from the corner.
They run on the flex with the down screen, but he darted to the corner. Once again, a little counter. Nice play by Clinton Grace there.
Came out with a little bit of a half-court pressure, now settling back in. Shot clock down to 14. Rivera to the left side. Perkins with 6 to shoot. Trying to work on Johnson. Johnson staying in front. Shot clock down to 1. Gorham forces it up but can't get it to go. Perkins on the weak side, rebound, knocks it in, plus a foul. Second chance opportunities for the Hawks. Make it a 9-point game.
Just a straight hustle play. Great defense by Clinton Grace. That's where sometimes you get frustrated. You did everything right defensively, except, as me and Christy, the last part of defense is rebounding.
You gotta box out, right? You can't just ball watch and then have somebody slide right behind you right there. You gotta stay disciplined with it.
Gave up a 3-point play. That's even more salt in the wound.
Yeah, but even Logan Miller, the head coach, he wasn't even happy about that because they didn't run the play right.
I'm so happy I got a 3-point play.
Beautiful little pick and lob game between Johnson and Traore. Traore with the finish, and it's back down to an 8-point game.
The Eagles just have to find a way to get. The one thing they haven't done today is get back-to-back stops.
Perkins going to drive towards the baseline, step back, 3. Too strong, no good. And Buckley there for the board.
I mean, neither team is walking the ball up. I mean, they get it, and they are running with it over half. So you better be ready back here on defense. They were.
Johnson going to pick up a charge as it was Rivera once again down low.
Rivera, what hasn't he done? He's got a rebound and assist. He scored in the paint. He hit a 3 from the corner, hit another 3 from the corner. Now he takes a charge. And whether that was either way, he was there long enough. Yeah, Johnson's got to pick that. That's where you got to, as Christy said before, a little mid-range game under control.
That's right. That's when you pull up. When you see somebody established prior to your gather to shoot it, you got to pull that little midi up and take the shot instead of trying to get all the way to the rim.
The Eagles right now trying to find some offense outside of just Johnson and Traore. They've accounted for pretty much everything. It's Rivera on the other end. He now has 14 points.
His recruiting is picking up if you're any college coaches are watching in the past half hour.
He's a toughie. Plays the game the right way.
Buckley tried to feed it baseline, but deflected out of bounds.
Okay.
I like that, Coach.
I think anyone who has coached can resonate with that statement by Coach Page, saying, hey, we have a playbook. We'd like to see some of that out here.
Panda Massey going up, can't finish. Ament the rebound up high. Chance for the Hawks to run. Cross court. Taylor knocks it down from distance. Largest lead of the day for Highland. It's now 39-26, under a minute to play.
That's a 3 off the catch in transition. But as Christie says, that's how the NBA runs at transition.
That's right. Spot up and get set and get your hands right so you can catch and shoot it.
You can see Logan Miller in his picture. He's in a defensive stance, urging his players on as the foul down low. So we're going to see some transition here from Highland.
Push with the pass. Skip pass in transition. Tough to cover that.
Feet ready, gets it off, as Christie says, part of it's being ready to shoot, and then just shoot your open shot. Hey, if it's a 3, take a good look. That's a good look.
Yep.
It's going to be Isaiah Buckley getting to the free throw line, and a nice push there from Clinton Grace, getting to the line 37.3, 2-for-1 opportunity here for the Eagles. They could really use it down 13.
Yeah, you got to make the free throws first, see if they're going to press. There's going to be some adjustments at halftime. But with the way both teams play, this game's far from over because they both can play fast.
Super fast. And I remember we had this drill, secondary break, where we threw a skip pass. So it was like push with the pass, get the layup, push, get the ball side jumper, strong side, and then skip it for
the
3, and then hit the trail.
So you're going to layup, a mid-range, and a 3.
Yeah.
Buckley.
And then hit the post on the weak side. So you get like 4 touches. You go up and down twice. But that was nicely executed secondary break by the Hawks last time.
Buckley getting the job done on the first end of the 2-for-1, making the free throws. Cuts it to an 11-point game. Now Buckley trying to D-up Rivera. Spin move down low. Hamilton off the window. Lead back to 13 for Highland. Shot clock off here for the Eagles.
Traore just lost his footing there to try to stop that shot.
And Buckley goes too early. 6 seconds now for the Hawks to come the other way.
Oh, nothing.
No whistle, 2 seconds, and this time a foul. Or no, backcourt called before the contact.
Coach is hot.
Logan Miller can't believe it.
Yeah, because he would have been in the one-on-one. He would have been shooting the one-on-one. I'm not sure he doesn't have a...
Would have been a bonus, yeah. It's good hustle, though. He has to applaud the hustle by his guys getting on the ground. But I know he wants the possession.
Yeah, he wanted it because he would have been shooting one-on-one.
Yeah.
Into Panda Massey. We got a whistle. Was it before the buzzer? And it's going to be a foul before time expired. Oh, let's see. Maybe the officials are going to conference now to see if it was before the clock had expired. They're going to say 0.3 seconds on the clock, and it's going to send Kai Panda Massey to the line for 3 here.
Can't foul shooters. And when a guy goes up, and whether it was right or not, I had no time left on the clock, but I'm not refereeing.
And unfortunately, in the shot, you can't see the official, so we don't know if an arm did go up before that clock hit 0. As Panda Massey knocks down the first.
Well, Coach Miller's not happy with the last 5-second sequence there because he went from having a free throw opportunity himself. But you can't jump in. The Eagles player made the right play. He jumped into him. If that was the NBA or college, you'd have a replay, but there's no replay. They call the foul. Don't foul the guy.
Splitting the first 2 and knocking down the third is Panda Massey. So it's going to bring it down to a 41-30 lead for the Highland Hawks after 16 minutes of play here from Clinton, Maryland on the Monumental Sports Network. Thrilling first half, up-tempo from both teams. A lot of high-octane offense. We saw some nice shooting from the perimeter, some nice passing, And Jordan Giorgio is with Eagles head coach Devin Page.
Coach, down by 11 at the half. What has to be key for your team to get back in this one?
Just unforced turnovers. You know, we got a lot of mistakes, and then we compounding a mistake with another mistake, and you know that everybody knows that's a recipe to put you down by a lot. So once we limit our mistakes and stop just making unnecessary, unforced turnovers, we'll climb right back in the game.
It's been a fast-paced game right from the jump. What are you telling your kids in the locker room in order to keep up this energy?
I just tell them this is getting stops, honestly. This is getting stops and playing smart. I think once we do that and kind of get settled down a little bit, we'll be fine.
So thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Brian, back to you.
Devin Page's team has done a lot of winning this year, 18-2 on the season. They'll try to come back to get win number 19.
Who are you texting? Your boyfriend?
No, I'm shopping for a car on CarMax.
Oh, a car?
Are you sure you can afford this? All right.
That's a big purchase.
Relax. I got pre-qualified and shopped by my monthly budget, so I know it's a good decision. Unlike Jenny's new piercing.
Get pre-qualified, shop within your budget. CarMax.
Hi, I'm Steven Singer. Yeah, that's right. The I Hate Steven Singer guy. Don't you hate giving a bad gift when you catch that look of disappointment in their eyes? Roses are a nice gift, but they end up in the trash a week later. What if you could give her a real rose that would last forever? My famous 24-karat gold dip roses that last a lifetime. It's a real rose, dipped in real gold for your real love. Starting at just $59. Order now with free shipping to receive in time for Valentine's Day. Only at IHateStevenSinger.com.
What if the promise of better work wasn't just something we dreamed about, but something we found? This might be the one. Or better yet,
no way!
Something that found us.
I got the interview.
Chevy Equinox EV starting at $34,995. Go EV without changing a thing. Chevrolet.
If you have a kid, and that kid is headed off to college, then you don't just have an empty nest.
Later.
You have an Airbnb. Airbnb it and get paid for that extra room.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, locally inspired menus, and plenty of space to relax. It's what an airport lounge is supposed to be. Chase Sapphire Reserve. Make more of what's yours.
Hate touching athlete's foot? Use Lotrimin Ultra No Touch. Cures with 1-week treatment.
Oh, man.
You need to find something to do outside of this house.
No, I just need a deed.
Hadid Carpet is the one to trust for cleaning and restoration of your treasured Oriental rugs and for superior wall-to-wall steam cleaning in your home or office. For 15% off in-plant rug cleaning, call 866-HADID-1.
5 minutes for fighting?
Jiffy Lube introduced the quick oil change. At Jiffy Lube Multi-Care, we also do brakes, tires, tune-ups, batteries, and more. No appointment needed. Vehicle maintenance? That's a job for Jiffy. Get your next oil change at Jiffy Lube. No appointment needed. And all these courtesy services will be included. We even vacuum and clean exterior windows. Need an oil change? That's a job for Jiffy.
Look at you, investing like you run the joint. I guess that makes you the boss. You're saying things like, I want that EPS on my desk by EOD. You do shorts, you do longs. And now you're doing Robinhood Gold. Earning a high interest rate on your cash. Nice. Because no one runs your money like you.
Hi, I'm Gundry Carroll, Director of Milk and Honey. Please join us.
Here at the Wharf, we decided to go with the elevated brunch, Southern Comfort, giving you the exact embodiment of when you go home with your grandma and everything that you get there. We want you to have a complete experience.
If you'd like to learn more about Milk and Honey, please visit us at milkandhoneycafe.com and check us out on our socials, on Instagram at milkandhoney_DMV.
In football and in life, success starts with strategy.
Pat Ricard knows every play matters, just like every topping in his playbook. He envisions each move, each choice, because even champions need a halftime boost. Creativity refines his playbook and his pizza. Elevate your game with Pizza Boli's. Pizza Boli's, what's in your playbook?
Welcome to the heartbeat of Thompson Creek, where precision and passion converge to shape every facet of your home from windows to doors. Right here in our local facility, we meticulously design and build products that surpass energy efficiency and quality standards. Thompson Creek will be with you every step of the way, from installation to hassle-free service, ensuring we're no more than a phone call away. So don't wait. Take advantage of no-interest financing for 18 months with Thompson Creek.
Back live in Clinton, Maryland, halftime here. Game 2 of basketball day in the DMV as we take a look at the first half stats. The Highland School tidy shooting 16 of 24 in that first half, including 4 of 9 from 3. Highland School winning the battle of the boards 16-9 and points in the paint 20-16, part of an 11-point lead. And in that first half, it was all about Julian Rivera for the Hawks.
Yeah, Julian Rivera, the lefty, he had a couple layups early, then he hit a couple threes. The offensive rebounds are keeping Coach Miller going. I do want to see the adjustments that Clinton Grace is going to make, because Coach Page talked about we want to run our offense. This game's far from over.
Second half still to come here from Clinton, Maryland. 41-30, the Highland School on top. This is basketball day in the DMV on the Monumental Sports Network.
If you need $750 or $1,500 up to $3,000, just go to
WeFixMoney.com
and get the money you need as soon as tomorrow. WeFixMoney.com is free to use and available 24/7, and you don't need perfect credit. Go to WeFixMoney.com right now, and we'll guarantee that in 2 minutes, you'll find out if you're approved for a loan of up to $3,000. Money you could get by tomorrow. Go to WeFixMoney.com.
Go get it, Doug.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
All right, up next.
Youngest team ever to clinch a 1 seed in history.
He was impressive with the way he played.
Pass, he could shoot, he could score at all 3 levels.
The king is back. Check it out anytime on Amazon Music.
Basically, you sort of know what to expect from Parkinson's physically, but no one warned us about the hallucinations and delusions.
It was brutal on him and on me and the boys. But today, there's more help than ever, thank God.
Yeah.
Basketball day in the DMV on Monumental Sports Network is brought to you by CarMax, the way car buying should be. Brian Albin, Christy Winter-Scott, Jimmy Patsos, Jordan Giorgio, we're all here with you live in Clinton, Maryland. And for Clinton Grace, it was all about Dow to Traore in that first half.
Well, Traore was just spectacular in terms of his shot selection and his ability to score like that. But he was always available to the basketball, and I think that was the most impressive thing. In 14 minutes of play, he has 10 points. He shot very efficiently from the floor as well. He was 4 of 8 from the floor and 1 of 2 from 3. But I thought his defensive attention to detail was also highlighted as well.
And Clinton Grace, outside of the 19 points from Traore, and Chris Johnson just looking for a little bit more balance, got 6 points from Kai Panamasi. But right now, Jordan Giorgio is with Highland coach Logan Miller.
Coach, high intensity, high tempo game, exactly what you told me you wanted before the game. Up by 11 points at the half as well. You must be pleased.
I am, but we've got 9 turnovers. So, you know, we got a lot of things to clean up in the second half from an offensive execution standpoint, but if we take care of the ball, I think we can come out successful.
I know you're all about effort and energy. What are you telling your guys in order to keep up that effort and energy and tempo in the second half?
Yeah, just win the glass, right? The glass is a good factor to look at to determine how hard we're playing and if we're being tough. So if we win the glass, we should be in good shape coming into the game.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys?
And in the first game of basketball day in the DMV, it was Be the One taking down Sandy Springs 64-53. After this, we'll go to Capital One Arena for the girls' side. Holy Child taking on Bullis. Then we come back here to Clinton Grace for another doubleheader. It'll be Salesianum School from Delaware taking on Bishop McNamara. And then Evergreen Christian and Patriot at 4:30, all leading up to a bonsoir on Monumental Sports Network, because it'll be Wembanyama versus Koulibaly in Capital One
Oh, that GW
Arena.
degree on it. He's working on that GW degree. I like that.
MSC Foundation's Washington Wizards Behand Strong auction is open for bidding now. Visit WashingtonWizards.com/BehandStrong to donate and bid on autographed player-worn Behand Strong shooting shirts. Proceeds benefit Compassionate Care ALS. The auction starts today at 6 p.m. It will close at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, January 30th. So don't wait. Bid or donate now to such a great cause.
Yeah, Mark Stern, who's here today from DMV Hoops, has done such a good job. Jacob Schwartz, who's known around the high school game as the voice, he does like Hoop Hall Classic. He's here. He just talked about Pat Behan. Glenn Frillo and Paul the Six and all the coaches in the area have done a lot, but it's become a national story. But Coach Behan is still, going to St. John's games and watching, but everybody understand he loves to coach. He played at Bucknell for Pat Flannery, but he's given his life to coaching and topped it off last year with a win in the championship. But now he needs all of us, because this is a very expensive process he's going through, and his attitude has not changed once.
And I love
Tremendous.
that. And that's what the DMV is all about. That's what it encompasses. It's family. It's woven in. We're all in it together. And for this community of the DMV to rally behind him in this manner is very sweet and precious, and just, again, blessings to him and his fight.
And we love to see each MVP today being honored with a Behand Strong shirt. We saw Noah Hizue of Be the One in the first game rocking the MVP Behand Strong shirt after the 64-53 win.
He was so tough in that game. Just solid 4 players in double figures for his squad as well.
Yeah, and his 2 dunks at the end sealed the game, which we liked.
For sure.
Trying to feed the post to Traore as we get this second half off to a quick start, a block down low for Hamilton.
Now, Hamilton is the center, and it's a 4-out, 1-in action they run. Well, he came over and defended and blocked the shot, too. He's kind of a quieter guy that does a little of every nice play.
Ahmet going back door for the 2-hand flush. And once again, the largest lead of the day matched. It's a 13-point game.
Coach Miller's right. It was a good pass. See, he designed that. I wanted to see what each coach would do in halftime. Coach Miller said they're overplaying and denying Nate. We'll go back door and get a dunk.
Johnson tried to hit it from the top of the key, but Ahmet gets the rebound.
See, look at Nate Ahmet. He got that rebound, led the break, and there's a 3. Oh, it looked good, too.
Not shy to fire. Outlet pass the other way, too high for Hawkins. And so just a little bit in a hurry, and talk about that athleticism from Ahmet.
See, he goes back. He calls for the ball, so his defender goes to overplay him, gets a dunk back door, gets a rebound. By the way, his 3 was in and out from NBA range.
How about the bounce pass, though? Perfectly placed. Great timing. On time, on target.
As Christy said, a lost start was the bounce pass. I listened to you.
It's a lost start.
Rivera just short on the lefty finger roll attempt. Johnson the other way. He's going to find Buckley on the wing. Back to Johnson. Has time, but short. Rivera the rebound. Gorham a quick trigger 3. Too strong, no good.
Ooh, they're playing with some energies. Highland, Clinton Grace has to match that energy.
They didn't even get everybody back that time defensively.
Johnson looking for a post feed, but Hamilton doing a nice job fronting on Hawkins. Traore back to Buckley with 11 on the shot clock. Hawkins down low, across the lane. Strong finish over the top of Hamilton. First bucket of the half for Clinton Grace.
That was a big-time finish. Down inside by Hawkins, really took his time, tried to big body bends the move down in there, get it to the body, and get that baby hook up and over the rim.
And as Devin Page told Jordan before halftime, it's going to be about stops for Clinton Grace, trying to get one on this end. And earning the charge is Isaiah Buckley, staying in front. And falling backwards.
I had the same call. You know, he had him beat. He didn't have to lean his shoulder in. And I like that referee. He came over. He had a fedora on, like Frank Ross, the director of scouting from the Wizards. And I said, I like your hat. He gave me a big smile. So he knows what's going on. Veteran official. He didn't have to lean in. Just go take the ball up and score.